see how many people we get. We're going to go about a minute early to see if anybody shows up in here. Let's see if we get anybody. Give her a minute. All right, 12 o'clock. See if we get anybody. All right, here we go. We got people coming. All right. Wasn't really doing much yesterday. What is up? Didn't film anything yesterday. I figure it's been a while since I went live, so I figure I'll talk to you guys on here. It's getting pretty cold. It was rainy yesterday. What is up? Morning? Well, afternoon now, at least where I'm at. Some of you guys are probably behind on the time over there out west. What's up? What's up? Figure I'll do a Q&A today. If you guys have any questions that you want answered that I've kind of like forgot about or didn't see, now's the time to do it. I'm going to try to hit every comment that I can. Oh, California. I don't miss going out there, but let's see. Yeah, truck's coming together good. So I did kind of like a little update video today that'll be for tomorrow. I don't even know how to do the super chat, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Truck's running great. 2006 dually. That depends on what you want to do, whether it's freight or cars. I really love my Kaufman. But the guy that I bought my bumper off of, he was running an 08, which is basically the same thing. He was running a 3-car wedge, and he was doing just fine with it. Yeah, it was chilly last night, but we don't even have the worst of it. I think it was like 55 this morning, which don't get me wrong, I love the chill, but it's just not weather that you really want to work in. But it was cold and rainy yesterday, so I didn't really film anything yesterday, and I've kind of run out of like all the videos that I had scheduled. But we are hitting the road on Tuesday. We are official. Trailer brakes, they all work. Everything's good. It did turn out to be the magnets. I have 4 sets of brakes on order. A ton of equalizers that are going to be on order. There's a couple things I haven't ordered yet. Then, yeah, so Monday it's going to get inspected and then put the equalizer on. We are good to go. As for cars, it all depends. Did we get snow already, Joe? Yeah, so cars pay a lot less than freight generally would, but it all depends on your area. The reason I do cars is because I like to run the Northeast. So I run, New Jersey to Florida and back, and it takes me 6 days and I'm home. They definitely pay less. If you know what you're doing, they're fine, but someone's showing up in here. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, they're fine, but, if you want to make like really, really good money, I'd probably avoid cars. I'm not sure how guys are doing out west with them. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure how guys are doing out west with cars. I know on the East Coast, they go great going down and then coming back up. Kind of terrible. Still trying to figure that out. So, see, truck, you're saying cars are better. I want to know which route you're running, or if you're just doing like OTR in general. I'm kind of curious on that because I only run the East Coast, so I know that cars are great going down, but they're absolutely terrible coming up, especially Florida. Florida's trash. What do you log when you sleep in your truck? If you do not have a sleeper berth, you are required to log off duty, and you are required to be 10 hours off. Sleeper berth, you're allowed, I guess there's split times that they have on it, but since there's no, it doesn't meet the dimensions that DOT requires, so the back seat is basically, you're just off duty, and with off duty, you can pretty much sleep anywhere. Does it pay better out in the West? I always see, everybody seems to say the same thing with it's great going out west, but it's always hard coming west to east. I think Hotshot Benny, he's pretty much figured that out a lot more than I have, because I was always getting terrible stuff coming back. They do trucks. Yeah, trucks pay a lot better. That's why I wanted to get my CDL, and I have my permit now. The goal is to run one truck and two cars, because then going down to Florida, you can make about 3,500 to 4,000 gross. And then coming back up, you can get two trucks, which should be right around two. So that in 6 days, if you can do that, it pays a lot better than if you're a non-CDL and you're stuck. Because I think I brought $650 back up the other day after my accident, and that was just to pay the insurance. So I didn't profit coming back up, and then I took my 4 weeks off. Yeah, I'm in the truck now. Joe, you don't want to go down to Florida. It's like, especially Miami. It sucks down there. So for the paperwork, we use an app called Super Dispatch. It is a little expensive, but it handles all our BOLs and paperwork and all that. So Super Dispatch. Appreciate you, Aaron. Brett, yeah, I love the 12 valve. I absolutely do. It's given me little issues here and there with, like, I've lost a spring on the accelerator. I've broken the accelerator rod. There's just little dumb things, but it's all easy stuff to get back on the road and then fix it. But I did buy a rusty 12 valve. So in the video that I just recorded, like before I did this live, I do mention that I will be getting a spare motor, and I want to go over all of the gaskets and basically just freshen up a nice motor and then throw it in this truck. Maybe not like paint it or anything like that, but like just get it to the point where it's not going to leak and it's not going to rust and parts are going to break on me. So that's kind of the goal. And I want to get one that I can head stud. And I talk about a VGT turbo. So we'll go over that in tomorrow's video. But I do, I do kind of want to get another 12 valve for this truck. What tires do you suggest for the dually? I'm still figuring that out myself. I had a set of Ironman MTs, the All Countries. They lasted me about 55,000 miles, but they were a big tire. They were huge, like 315 70 17s. Now I'm running the Advent Toros. They seem like they wear a little bit faster because I only have 12,000 miles on these tires, and I just bought two brand new ones because of the accident. And when you compare the brand new one to the one I pulled off, it seems like they did lose a little bit of tread, so I will be curious to see how long they do last in the long run. Oh, God, Joe. Brian, yeah, the Citizens Bank that's down there in Florida would be different than the one we have up here. I know that, like, certain businesses, you can have the same name for, like, so many different businesses. It's kind of crazy. Scott, I don't know. It's just how it is, I guess. I don't know. Labels, decals, it's all the same thing. That's how I see it. You miss going through like South Dakota and Minnesota? Not at all. And the reason is because I always lose service there. It doesn't matter what phone. Like I've had Sprint, which I have Sprint now. I had Verizon. They would always, like, I think the phone bill with Verizon would get up to like $500 a month sometimes. It was stupid. And you'd lose service in places like that. So it's like, I don't really lose service in many places going down south, except there are certain parts of Florida where it kind of like gets low. I've been through Michigan as well, James, and I don't like Michigan. I don't like Wisconsin. Colorado I used to like, and Tennessee I used to like until you figure out how their DOT is. And I get like it's a hit or miss, but I like my dedicated route. Hotshot Dave was talking about, I guess, pick your niche. And this is my route. This is what I like to do is East Coast. I found out what I like to do. Will this be the last thing I do? No. But for now, at least for the next year or two, I think that I have found what works for me. I know how to make money, and I'm happy with it, and I don't got to stress myself out going to places. I'm on a dedicated route every time. There were a lot of truck drivers that would mention that you need like to run in a triangle. Some of those guys, that works for them. I basically run forward and back, like up, down, and it works for me. So now I definitely won't ever sell this truck. I will be looking for a 3,500. I want to take this truck and basically take two trucks and make one, keep the mileage and everything. but I want a 3500 rear suspension and I want a 3500 VIN number so I can get that 11.5 to 12,000 GVWR, especially when I go CDL. It will definitely pay off. Yes, Cash, hit that thumbs button. Beerless gauges. I use Glow Shift and they suck. I think IST Pro is pretty good, and I will be looking into the Banks, that little eye dash that's like that big, and I need boost, fuel pressure, oil pressure, and EGTs. So I will be using the Banks. Jimmy, IFTA, we don't do it because non-CDL cannot run IFTA. Until you're 26,001, you can't run IFTA, which when I go CDL, obviously I'll have to do that. But IFTA is a hit or miss too, because like I've heard people complain about it. I personally would like IFTA, but yeah, some people say they don't like it. Nice. Yeah, the fresh startup of a 12 valve. It's always nice. I hate how quiet the 12 valve is though. Like the engine itself is louder, but the exhaust is so much quieter than a common rail. I do miss that common rail exhaust note. So I can say that. Joe, with the fuel economy thing, yes, I do notice a little bit better. My 12 valves tuned up a little bit. When I had 33s and just put the 12 valve in, it would get over 20 miles a gallon. Now with the two-wheel drive conversion and the smaller tires and the engine still tuned up, I get about 18 to 19 empty. So there is a noticeable thing there. I used to only get like 13, 14 miles a gallon with the four-wheel drive and the big tires. So that is crazy. The big tires and the four-wheel drive delete made a huge difference. Fred, if you're for the truck, 10 ply, very minimal. I would run 14 plies on the truck, but then you get into the problem of weight. They are so much heavier, and being that this truck only has a 9,000 GVWR, if I were to put 14 plies on it, they would be so heavy. That's one reason I don't do semi wheels or 19.5s or anything like that. It's just a huge weight disadvantage. This truck was full of fuel and the bumper was like 9,800 pounds. So I need to weigh it now once I fill up. But yeah, it was a heavy truck. Yeah. I don't know if I should say the weight. I had an F350 and an F150 on my trailer that I took down to Florida, and that shit was heavy, and it does do it. Joe, I like the Ram 5500s, but if I were to get a sleeper, I would probably get the quad cab with the sleeper, just because that's me. I like that. But at the same time, I'm not a sleeper nut. I like pickups. That's just how it is. Quad cab, long bed with a dually bed. I really liked Ford's looks with those dually flares on the 11 to 16. And it's kind of why I went the route I did with my bed. I love the mega cab flares. Like, I love the look of that flat, long truck. I just do. Nothing wrong with the 5500s. I do think I want to get one at some point, but I'll probably keep a regular bed on it. I don't know. As for painting the truck, I mentioned in the video that I recorded today for tomorrow, when I get back, a couple more trips, and then I'm going to drop the truck off at the body shop to do a bare minimal of getting the bed painted and all the body work done on the bed. At the bare minimal, I want to get that done if I can afford it by the end of the year with the huge payment that's going out the door. But we'll see. Even if I can afford it, it's still one of those things where it's like, do I really want to spend the money right now? But I will get a quote on it first. And depending on what that quote is, I at least want the bodywork on the bed done by February. If I can get it done by December, great. But I don't know yet. We'll see. Yeah, T-Mobile and Sprint, I think they were talking about that. They just finished the completion of that a little bit ago, a couple months ago. And I don't know. I can't say I'm unhappy about it, but I'm not happy about it either. Like, I'm kind of neutral on that with Sprint and T-Mobile. Now it's getting hot. Yeah, that kind of sucks that you had to sell that. I love the older truck. Yeah, I have in the description, I have the tire brand that I have. They're Adventuro something. Oh yeah. I had an international I can't remember which I forget which international I had, but I had one and that thing was just terrible. That thing went through like how much oil? In like 100 miles it would go through like a gallon of oil. It was crazy. Ugh. Yeah, now it's getting bright out. Can't see. Banks iDash. Yeah, I want to get the Banks iDash. I'm just being really cheap. I also I hate to say it, I'm probably gonna end up pulling the trigger on the tuner for the 12 valve. It's the one that oh I can't even remember I can't remember which one it is. It's the one the in-cab fueling adjustment. I'm gonna get one of them as well. 3,500 cabin chassis. Yeah, unfortunately right now it's out of the budget to be buying one. But once like I have enough write-offs for this year, so sometime next year I will be looking for another truck. Damn, it got hot quick now. Yeah, I love the Mega Cab flares. No, when I go CDL, I am still paper logs. No matter which way you look at it, my engine is a 96. I can run paper logs. Literally because of the engine. That's why I did the swap. Paper logs and ELD has nothing to do with CDL or non-CDL. If you are over 10,000 pounds, you have to run an ELD unless the engine or unless the drivetrain or the truck is older than 2,000. Then you can run paper logs. I will be a CDL with paper logs. Yeah, the 12 valve is super quiet. What's up, Cody? Barney, the one thing that I can recommend for your 12 valve that's stock is governor springs. 100%. They're 20 to 30 bucks on Amazon. 3,000 governor springs makes a huge difference. It doesn't add power. It lets you use the fueling all the way to redline as opposed to it'll dog down at like 2,200. You can't tow shit with them from the factory. It's really bad. It sucks. But yeah, governor springs first and then a 10 plate. And you can adjust that 10 plate anywhere you feel necessary, but the 10 plate is the best one for towing. But if you only do one thing and you have a $30 budget, get the governor springs before you do anything. You will notice a night and day difference. Joe, it's down here. Come on. I'm in Carlisle now. I'll be in Florida by next week. By Thursday, I plan on dropping in Florida. What's up, Mike? Yeah, it was cold. Now it's getting hot. Here, well, actually, if I turn the truck on, the Bluetooth will connect and screw up the live, so never mind. Yeah, Austin, that's the nice thing. I do have a spare now, but the 19.5s, yeah, that's the sucky part. Now it's like I can go to any tire shop and get a 285 7017, but the downside is most of them don't have the Adventuro, which is why I have a spare now. Frederick, I had a 2006 that was rotted and it only had 180,000 miles when I got rid of it. This one, the frame, there's not a speck of rust on the frame, and that's because of the leaking of the oil. There's not a speck of rust on this frame. Oh God, Joe. James, as for a trailer that I'd recommend, if you want to do cars, you cannot go wrong with the 3-car Kaufman that I bought. I love this trailer. Absolutely love the trailer. Yes, being that a triaxle does make it a pain. You have to watch your bearings and everything else a lot more. But honestly, I love the trailer. If you're going to do cars, that's the way that I would go. For freight, I don't know what I'd recommend. Most guys are running big techs. Honestly, by the time like my debt's paid, I want to get a Diamond C at some point. I absolutely love Diamond C. And big techs are a hit or miss. People were talking PJs too. It all depends on what your price range is. A lot of these trailers, guys are asking like a lot of money for like in between $14,000 and $18,000 for these trailers, which I think is ridiculous. Oregon. How's the body filler holding up? I actually pressure washed the body filler and it hasn't gone anywhere, but I haven't driven much yet. I'll be heading out Tuesday. So we'll see how the body filler holds. If it doesn't, I am not against welding the holes shut, and I'm going to pay a body shop to do all that. Thank you, Louie. Yeah, Louie, I sent you a text the other day. The trailer's finally back together and it will be inspected tomorrow. So time frame on that skid loader, we might be able to do something not this coming week, maybe the next week if this works out. But I need to drop those 3 cars that I'm taking down to Florida. I need to drop them by Thursday. Otherwise, I don't get paid the following week. And then I'll end up going 3 more weeks without getting paid. 99 or older for E-Log. Yes, Nelson, you are exactly right. It has nothing to do with CDL or non-CDL. It has to do with the age of the truck or the engine. My engine is a 96. You can't plug an E-Log into it. Whether I'm CDL or not, the regulations say 10,001 pounds and above, not 26,001 pounds and above. So truck looks good. I know, I'm super happy with it. Nope, Don, they go off of the engine. I have already verified this. We went through a DOT audit. I have gone through 2 DOT audits with that. And yes, you can, it goes by the engine, not the truck. I've already verified that. Same with a semi. The big rigs, you'll take a brand new 2021 and plop a 96 or 99 motor in it, and you are E-Log exempt. I've already verified that. I've talked to quite a few DOT officers about that, and they all say the same thing about it. Yes, if it's a factory motor, it goes off the year of the truck. But unfortunately, when you do a swap, it still counts as, what do they call that? The glider kit. It's still basically the same principle, and I've already verified it. So we are 100% legal. It's 10,001 and above, whether you're non-CDL or CDL. Using my 02 2500 Silverado, all I need to make is $2,000 a week because everything is paid for. What can you make running a 2-car full-time? I lost money with my 2-car just because it was only a 32-footer. With my route going to Florida, the most I ever saw going to Florida, and it wasn't exactly the most legal thing in the world, I made $2,400 going to Florida, and I think that is absolutely terrible. It's so hard to really make anything and keep that money. With the 3-car, it just makes it so much better. But if I was running, I think I made like $3,200 one week. And that's gross, and that was absolutely terrible. $3,200 a week basically means that I'm spending money out of my pocket. Gomer, the thing is with the welder, I have access to a 110, but my trailer does not fit up the driveway. I've tried backing out of the driveway, and you have to back it into the neighbor's yard, and we don't have 220 access. There's no way to get that trailer into the shop that I have access to. That's the only downside. Right on. Don, I've already found out the truth. I've literally already talked to people and looked up regulations, and I've passed quite a few level 1 inspections this year with paper logs. And one of them was including Ohio, and Ohio is a bad one. One of them, I think one was Idaho as well. Oh yeah, PVC. Oh yeah, I still have it on the CRV. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. How many of you guys heard of that? Oh, that was a good one. What do you think about the Lamar trailer? I've seen them. I can't say anything about them because I've never used one or seen them in action, but I don't think I've heard any bad things about them. Taz, New York would be the same thing. There is a lot of cars that come out of New York. New York to Florida and back, or Maine to Florida and back. New York's a decent area, especially because you got New Jersey. So freight or cars, your options are a little less limited. So you do good in New York. Yeah, I'll think about it, Joe. Not yet. How much money do you think you have lost by not working? It depends. In 4 weeks off, you got to figure gross revenue would have been about 50. Like, just say I made $5,000 a week at a bare minimal for 3 of those 4 weeks. It would have been about $15,000 gross lost. Yeah, James, I love this trailer. Once you go over it, do new bearings, new brakes, And I did a new breakaway box as well. Got the chain mounts mounted and the tire rack. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to use it on the road again. I don't like the medium duty stuff. I would honestly prefer a 35, 45, or 5500. And if you're going to run a 4500, I would just recommend running a 5500 anyway, unless you're running a Ford because they have the 450 that is still a pickup truck. But yeah, I would honestly, I think the 3500 is the way to go because as a hotshot, if that's what you want to call it, you don't need to go really, really heavy. Like there's plenty of guys who can scale less than 10,000 pounds and they're making a good living. So Kaufman to 18 weeks. Wow. Yeah, I got lucky with mine and a subscriber messaged me and I just said, hey, let's, here's our payment plan. And I'm paying $1,000 a month for mine. So it'll be paid off in about 6.5 months. I would have paid the trailer off by now had it not been for December's $12,000 payment coming up. I thought about using that, Miguel. I thought about putting tape in the back, but I didn't. Has anyone ever done a dually swap on a third gen 2500 short box? Oh, I've seen them. I have seen them. Yeah, you can dually swap a short bed. It'll bolt right up. Don, I know you think that way, but like I said, I've gone through it and I've already talked to many DOT officers. I've looked up regulations. You can say you're wrong all you want. That's fine. But again, ELD has nothing to do with if you're CDO or not. Has nothing to do with it. 10,000 pounds, over 10,000 pounds, you are required to run an ELD unless your engine is pre-2000s. It's weird, but what part of Florida you go? Anywhere 75 and 95 all the way down. I do not go west of 75. Sweet. Yeah, Veronica, I will I'll make a mention of it when I'm ready to buy one, but like I said, it won't be next year, I know that. It'll probably be the year after. Like I said, I just want to be debt free first and then grow my company slowly. And anything that is growth, I need it to be, it's got to be with cash, or if I can pay for it in cash, maybe I'll finance half of it. But the end goal is just grow slowly. My last business that I had, and this is why credit is very dangerous. I had $300,000 worth of trucks. We grew way too fast, and the work that we were doing was not paying enough to be able to afford the payments or anything like that. So it isn't worth it. It definitely took some getting used to, and yeah, so definitely want to do this a different way this time. I love the Peterbilt 379, Joe. Absolutely love them. Will I own one? Maybe one day. Use Firestone Transforce HT since I've owned Good Wear Life. Yeah, Louis, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing to plug the ELD into, so you are exempt. Yeah, multi-transportation. I don't know if I'll buy new or not, but the trailer that I want would have to be custom made. I really like Greg's trailer, Greg Albarala's trailer, that Diamond C that he did, the really beefy one. I'm gonna open this door because it's kind of hot. Ugh. But yeah, his trailer, I love that. But I don't know if that's the route I'm gonna go. But honestly, if I had my dream setup, that would be the trailer that I would go with. Yeah, trucking up. Yeah. Do some research. I'm running a 2000 Freightliner with a 99 motor and E-log exempt. ELD rules go strictly off age of motor. Yes. That was one reason why I won't go back to a common rail either. Like, I love the sound of a common rail, but the simplicity and the E-log exempt, I love that. So, Lynn, there's a gray area there because I've heard from people, this I don't know for a fact, but I do plan on taking this truck to get my my CDL with this trailer. That would put me at a 30,000 combination weight rating and a manual endorsement and the fifth wheel. But people have told me that I can get my air brakes as long as I do the pre-trip correctly, even without the air brakes. I will be able to verify or deny that when it happens. So you guys will know if I get the air brakes with this truck, great. If I don't, you'll know either way. So I will verify or deny it. Would you recommend against used crew cab rollback and single car trailer to start if that's all you can afford? Honestly, I would say before getting in this business, don't do what I did. If you think you're going to have any financial issues whatsoever, keep saving. And the reason I say that is because I got into this business, I was 4 months behind on all my stuff. So like for the first like 5 months of me running, not this year, when I had my own authority, when I had CP towing, I was like 5 months behind on all of my bills except the rent and electric. And I was like, everything was, I'm surprised my stuff didn't get repoed. I think I was like 2 or 3 months behind on both of my trucks. And it was just absolutely terrible. This was by the time, yeah, forget how to explain it. But yeah, so I don't recommend doing it my way. I learned a lot. And Hotshot actually was able to catch me back up. Power only within 6 months, I was 100% back up on all my bills, but it ruined my credit. Like my credit is shot right now because I never went and fixed it. And that was ultimately what started it. If that's all you can afford and you have some in savings, then I would go that route. But crew cab see, I love the crew cab rollbacks though with a single car trailer. If you think you can haul 3 cars, I would do it. If you can only haul 2, I would be very careful with that. Now, if you're running CDL, maybe. But if you're running non-CDL and can only pull 2 cars, I would advise against it just because I saw the situation I was in, and I would hate to tell you to go in to a situation that would ultimately hurt you or you'd lose money. I wouldn't want to see somebody fail. And it's just one of those, you very well may succeed and be able to build up from there. It's just one of those, I wouldn't want to tell you to do that and then it'd be my fault because I said, hey, you can do this, and then something happens. I would hate to see somebody fail and lose their stuff like I did. Yeah, look up the manufacturer date stamped on the motor. I went through an audit and they were like, hey, why is this guy not running an ELD? And he's like, okay, it's a 96 motor. And they're like, okay, well, as long as you have a paperwork stating that you've done that swap, it has to be at the home office for when they do an audit. That's all that matters. You know if it's a difference on insurance between 3 or 4 car trailer with a good credit over 40 years old, new CDL? Being over 40 and having a CDL will help you, whether it's new or not. You'll save a little bit of money there. It should be a big difference, but insurance, I remember Alex was saying that insurance is actively telling people no. So maybe don't be afraid to lease on to somebody. And at the same time, like, make sure you get a bunch of quotes if you're going to get your own authority. Yeah, Paul, I will definitely be keeping this trailer. Like, I'm not getting rid of this trailer. I don't plan on it. This is probably going to be a lifelong trailer. Did you do your community service? The answer to that, do you guys really want to know? Yeah. So as for the community service, I ended up calling my lawyer because basically every single day that I was home, I still recorded a video, so I still worked. I was still able to pay it, but it's physically impossible for me to afford that $12,000 payment on top of paying my taxes, on top of, hey, you have to take another month off to do 60 hours of community service. It's just physically impossible. So I talked to them about it. I'm waiting to get a call back from that. And yeah, it would have been physically impossible. Thank you, James. Thank you for great videos that make happy because when I get home from work, I can watch your videos. And then, yes, James, I appreciate you very much. If you ever have questions or anything, feel free to send me a message. I do try to get back to all of them on Instagram. And yeah, if you ever have video recommendations, let me know. And I will also do them or put it into a video. Just let me know. Has anyone seen the video here on YouTube where Buddy put 6.7 injectors in his 3rd gen 5.9? It started and ran great, but there has to be something he isn't telling one. I didn't see that. 6.7 injectors in a 5.9. Maybe they were custom injectors. But I don't know. I've seen people do like a P pump on a 5.9 or a 6.7, but 6.7 injectors, I don't know. Because the 6.7 injectors have to specifically be tuned to the ECU, whereas a 5.9 you can just throw them anywhere. So I would be curious on that. Appreciate you, Boone. Appreciate you, Louie. Take care. Got to get to New Jersey. Text me later. I'll catch up. Yeah, I sent you a message, Louie, so feel free to get back to me whenever. Stay away from big trucks. It's a trap. They steal your souls. Oh, man. Yeah, I love the big truck, but I probably won't run one like full time, but I do like the low overhead thing. I like knowing that everything will be paid for, and like I don't want to owe anybody anything, and that's the same logic that Benny and his father went through. Don't want to owe anybody anything. I know it looks like I don't own a lot, but everything we have is pretty much paid off except for the trailer and my business debt, and that is my main priority, is getting debt paid for. And when me and my fiance get married, I want to get my kids good insurance. So those are the first things that come. And I told you guys in the other video, my next goal is basically to get my CDL and be a paper log CDL setup so I can make more money. So what the hell is going on over there? They got the U-Haul and everything. Everybody's really thinking about it, but that price tag. Yeah. Oh, Josh, sorry I missed your comment. Have you seen the 44-foot triaxle 21K load trail gooseneck? It's basically the same thing you've got with a wood deck. So the problem with the wood deck is it weighs a ton more than this. I think I had, what was it? I can't remember. I had a triaxle 40-footer, and that thing was way heavier than my trailer now. So you could take this trailer and do freight on it, just put a center on it. See, Louie, you're the same logic as me. So, yeah, a Peterbilt 379. Yes, I love the 379, but I would probably buy one just to have it like for show. I would definitely not run it as much as my pickup. Does a 1999 truck need ELD? The FMCSA has clarified truck engines must be older than 2000 to be exempt. If your truck is newer, but the engine is 1999 or older, you are exempt. Thank you, Leah. I'm hoping I pronounced your name correctly. No, a 99 ELD is exempt. Donna's the ELD Karen. You know, it's one of those, like, at the same time, Donna is trying to be helpful. I get, there is a lot of misinformation on here, so nothing against you. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm just saying, like, there is a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of times when I'll go back and update information on a newer video because something I've said on an older video is now outdated. At the same time, it's like, go and update the information as time goes on. So a lot of these videos can be time sensitive depending on what the rule is. Like if you go and look up, like say you want to look up ELD rules, but you're watching a video from like 2017 and it's 2021 now, like a lot of things change. So it's like now that person could be considered a liar, but back then it was the truth. So it's like at the same time with my videos, like if you look at a video from like 6 months ago versus now and my opinion's changed, it's mainly because I've learned something new or information has been updated, so I will update that information. Here in Canada, you need to take your test with a truck with air brakes to get your air brake endorsement. Although if you use a medium-duty manual, it won't count on your manual or automatic part. Yeah, see down here, as long as I'm in a manual, I'll get the manual endorsement. Now, I did see someone complaining on the Facebook groups, pardon me, about their fifth wheel plate being too small, or it was on the neck. One of them was too small. So I have a big square fifth wheel hitch. So I very much so expect to get the fifth wheel endorsement. Yeah, Frederick, I'm trying to figure that out too. And that's why I said, like, I will take the test in this truck. If I don't get air brakes, whatever. If I do get air brakes, great. I want them. But if I don't get them, it's not the end of the world either. So, CDN, is that something with air sinkers to get that endorsement? Is that for the manual or is that for the air brakes? Because I do know people that have taken their test in a manual pickup and have gotten the CDL or gotten the manual endorsement. Same in New York. I have a Class A with air brakes. Yeah, I really do want to get the air brakes. Yeah, that fifth wheel restriction, I will fight somebody at the DMV if they try to give me a fifth wheel restriction because that, I don't know, can I flip this? Yeah, I can. So you guys see, that is absolutely the biggest fifth wheel coupler that I could get for my fifth wheel. So, and it's pretty big. And then, let's see, if you come back here, I have the lube plate on there. Like, I get it's not as big as a semi, but it's still a pretty big, you know, and they put grease on it. That kind of sucks because I have the lube plate, so now I got to clean all that grease off. But it's still pretty big. So one guy was saying that they said his fifth wheel was too small. So I don't know. $9 to $12K for insurance a year. London, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I appreciate you guys, you and your father. Liking the live. Thank you, Michael. Push the community service. See, I don't know because this is a whole weird situation, and I don't want to put out like a ton of personal details because people just take things the wrong way and use it against you in the future. It's like I've already put out that there was some legal issues with a previous business. I went into business with a shady person who also had another shady person, and this whole thing just blew out of proportion. And it's been like 2.5 years now that I've been dealing with this, and I'm just ready to have it over with and move on so that I can actually afford things from now on, because I remember I paid my lawyer like $8,000. I paid $12,000 earlier in the year. I got to pay another $12,000, and that's, I can't get a loan on that. Like you got to pay that out of pocket. And that's what sucks, because I would be debt free this year if it wasn't for that. And it's like, not only that, but the many, many, many weeks that I have taken off of work at the same time, my lost revenue. I remember when I was doing Hotshot the first time, I literally have driven back from Washington State empty. That's a 40-hour drive. Drove back empty. How much money you think I lost there? Like, that's, and time. It's like, how many times I had to do that? It sucks. And I just really want to get it over with. James, I will be dropping a video tomorrow, more so like an update video, trying to get your guys' opinions on things. And I have an HE351 VE that I want to throw back on the truck. It was the one that's welded to the manifold, but I need to find a way to control that VGT system and also be able to control EGTs and whatnot, but I really want that exhaust brake. But I'd like to be able to switch back and forth. So I have I want to get an HE351 6767 built, and then I also have a turbo from a 2012 with the VGT. So yeah, see, Derek, I love the F450s. I do, absolutely. But I hate payments. Yeah, see, I hate the payments. I like keeping money in my pocket. That's just how I think. Honestly, like, you look at my setup, and somebody who goes and buys this setup used can easily get it for about $25,000 to $30,000. And that's really not all that bad. But considering, I'm curious on what you paid for that F450, because I saw, I forget, one of the YouTubers was going over it, all the stuff on it, on the 21, I believe it was, and it was like a $103,000 truck. And I've always been, I'd rather work on stuff, and especially from a YouTuber standpoint, I'll make money off of working on my own stuff because I can make a video out of it. And I know, like, right now it's not the best, it's not a ton of money, but down the road, when say the channel hits 100,000 or 200,000 subscribers, and I'm working on stuff and I'm doing projects and stuff like that, it's all stuff that helps. And in my opinion, it's all an investment in my part. But I can totally understand buying a new vehicle and not wanting to work on it. And I get that, because there's times when I don't want to work on stuff. But to me, it's just like, it does make decent content. And it's, you know, if I didn't know how to work on my own stuff this whole month off, you guys wouldn't have got a single video. And that would have really hurt the channel. Grouchy coffee guy. Yeah, I'm definitely telling you, I love these mega cab flares. I love them. On a 2001, they might not, you're going to have to do some work, but I have seen them on I've seen them on a second gen before. So they do look good. Yeah, I didn't know shit about the trailer stuff. Like, I knew how to replace brakes and stuff, but I didn't know anything about the bearings. I didn't know when to replace magnets. Like, I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, if I don't know something, I'll look it up on YouTube and get a bunch of different opinions on it. And then take all that in and try to filter through the bullshit. Because sometimes there is information that is false on YouTube or on the forums. So I have learned I've learned a lot from YouTube, but I've also learned a lot of just figuring it out myself. When I was 18, I loved Hondas, and I would tear them apart and put them back together, and it's slowly over time. Like, I remember when I was 16 and my dad told me something about a car, and he's like, hey, do this, and I'm just like, what is this? I don't understand. You pop a hood, and it's all like, I don't understand. Well, now you look at me, and it's like, I can replace a diesel engine on the side of the highway if you gave it. So it's just one of those things. It's time and patience and, unfortunately, a lot of money. Yeah, I'm at the storage unit now. Would a 1994 Ford F-250 be feasible for a power-only truck? My dispatcher, Dave, I don't know if he's in here or not. He runs a 7.3. I don't know what year it is, but he runs a 7.3. So I don't know what motor you have in yours, but I mean, you could do it. They're just a dog, really. And as long as you know what the failure points are, like keep those spare parts, yeah, I think it would be all right. But at the same time, just make sure that you keep money in your pocket for savings, just in case something does happen. Hey, Carlos. No, I don't. I failed that class when they forced us to take it in middle school. But yeah, I tried to learn Spanish before, and it's just one of those things. Like, I don't know why I didn't, but no, I don't. Yeah. I think here I'll be able to get the manual endorsement and the fifth wheel with the truck. And if they don't, I will fight somebody over that. Because those are the three things I want. I want air brake, I want manual endorsement, and I want fifth wheel. And someone said something about a Pintle as well. It's like, do I have to go back to be able to run a Pintle? Because I do plan on getting a CDL Pintle trailer at some point too. So, yes, Lyle. If you buy a newer, expensive truck, you need to make double payments to make it feasible. I have said that in multiple videos in the past. And that's why people are like, oh, a truck payment, it's not that expensive. It's only $1,000 a month. Yes, but in 5 years when you have, like, well, I should say in 3 years when you've had 300 some thousand miles on this truck and you still owe 30 grand on it, or even 20 grand, that's why a lot of these people go, like, they're upside down on their loans, and that's why you do have to make the double payments. I get on an older truck you have to work on it, but I save a lot of money by working on it myself and not paying labor. Because if I were to go pay somebody to do a carrier bearing every time it went out, or a wheel bearing or something like that, it's like a $500-$600 bill, but I'm not paying anywhere near that. Like U-joints, you're going to pay hundreds of dollars to get U-joints swapped when it's a $30 part, you know? What's up, Amin? Keep the old stuff, new sucks. I might get something new at some point, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to, obviously I wouldn't run it all the time. I'd get a new truck just to keep it nice, but that would be about it. So a new 2022 F450, which now has 15K miles, paid invoice, which was about 78. It's hilarious. Ultimate, super nice. Came from a 2020. I really like the F450. Yeah, I love the F450s, but I like the two-wheel drive F450s with that wide track. I really do like them. Yeah, I agree with you on the, like the newer truck definitely beats you up less. But the problem with, what was that I was going to say with the new truck? Where was I getting to? Yeah, the new trucks, I fall asleep in them. No, Don, I'm not saying that they never built a glider kit for an old truck. I never said that. I said it's basically the same principle. But 2 people have already verified in the comment section the actual rule is if it's a 1999 engine, even if the truck is newer than 2000, you are still ELD exempt. Hotshot New England posted a video about testing out state and bringing it to your DMV. In Missouri, we've got places that can run an air. Yes. Yeah, I have seen that for the practice truck. I don't know. I might go that route, but I don't know. Are you getting a combination truck and trailer? Frederick, at the bare minimum, my combination is rated for 30,000. So I don't know what they're going to consider yet. And I'm assuming every DMV is different as well. So I don't know. I don't know. Like Carlisle might have, like in Carlisle, they'll have different rules and restrictions than say if I go to Harrisburg or somewhere else. Yeah, no video today. There was really nothing going on yesterday. It was rainy. And I've already gotten to the point where it's like I filmed 3 videos. So I was ahead on videos. But now it's like I filmed a video today for tomorrow. But now here's the thing. You guys are going to start getting on the road content Wednesday. So look forward to that. Tomorrow will be an update video. Tuesday's video will probably be we're getting ready, packing our stuff up. And then Wednesday, you'll have a video noon on Wednesday of me hitting out. High 5 Acres Farm. Hey, the soldering iron that I have is Milwaukee. I really love it. It is awesome. I did all 4 of them, or the 4 back trailer brakes, and I never have a problem with it. And when you're done with it, you turn it off and it will keep blinking red until it's cold. The glider business is huge now. Built gliders in the 80s, and my brother just had 2 built for his business. New chassis, old driveline makes it ELD free. What's up, Hot Cannon? Wow, I've caught up on the comments. I am caught up. So what do you guys think about the VGT turbo on the 12 valve with the exhaust brake? Because I think they sound badass, but the problem with the VGT is it really shuts the exhaust up. And I like how the 12 valve sounds. So let me know what you guys think. And if anybody wants to try to make me a controller, let me know. I would love to make a controller. Brad. Hi, Steve. This is Brad from New York. Hey, thank you for all your great videos. I don't know if you knew, when you turn your cam, makes a loud clicking noise. Also does. Yes, Brad, the problem with the GoPros, and actually even I'm using the phone now, so I don't know if you're seeing it now, but with the GoPros, they always do it, like you guys can see here. If you like tap the side of it, it's just, they had a problem with that. Unfortunately, does insurance pay for their part? Like, what do you mean by that? I know insurance is like outrageous and you don't want to use it if you don't have to. Yeah, Josh, I definitely appreciate that advice. BD Diesel might have a controller for the turbo. Yeah, I'm so tired of electronics though. I really want everything to be as mechanical as possible, but like you said, I might have to just get the electronic controller from BD. But I also then would have to run coolant through the turbo, and I don't know if I want to do that either. Yeah, I love and hate the GoPro. Like, now what's been happening, so if I'm filming, right, you'll see in yesterday's video, you see how I did that little walk around of the truck? Well, I was filming, just sitting like this, talking in the CRV, and I was going over my stuff, and within like 2 seconds, the camera stays alive, but it won't record. It will only record your voice. So that's an issue that I've had with them. They won't just die. They'll stop recording. So it always sucks. So GoPro, and then that's a Hero 8. I'm looking into the 10. So we'll see what happens. Why don't you throw an HX55? That might be a little big. HX55. I love the HE351, the non-VGT. And I have one that's going to be getting built into a 67. So that's in the plans. But I want to be able to switch back and forth. Like in the wintertime, I want to run the VGT. just for the exhaust brake. And then in the summertime, I would rather go back to a fixed vane. So that's just me. I don't mind working on my stuff and swapping turbos and stuff because they're both mounted to two different manifolds. Yeah, I definitely appreciate your comment. I mean, I've been trying to do videos every day. Unfortunately, yesterday, there was nothing to film. It was rainy, and I didn't want to give you guys a miserable video. Every one of the videos, like, you can call them filler content, I guess. But every one of the videos that I've tried to do, like, hey, you know, the dually, do you need a dually or single wheel, or everything I like about my trailer? It's all stuff that's been requested too. And a lot of times I try to put the requested videos in a vlog so that more people are interested. But there are times where I have to post those less view videos because people ask, and it's like, I might as well make a dedicated video if enough people ask. Joe, compound turbo is absolutely the best for towing, but the problem is on a rig that tows so much, you're putting a lot of wear and tear on stuff because they create a lot of torque. And the thing with torque is it breaks parts more than horsepower does. So you'll see, take 2,000 horsepower trucks and put them side by side. One's a single, one's a compound. The one that is a compound is going to break parts more often than the single because the single is going to take time to build that 1,000. So it's not going to be a drastic bam, like punch in the equipment. Whereas a compound it's all torque all the time. So the compounds, they break a lot easier and a lot more frequently, I should say. You got a mega cab. Nice. I love the mega cabs, but I hate the short bed. But if you look at a mega cab 3rd gen, if you put a long bed on a mega cab 3rd gen, it's still shorter than an F350, a 2020 F350. Like, that's insane. So honestly, a mega cab long bed might be the way to go for a 3rd gen. Yeah, I've seen the Screamer series on the VGTs, but honestly, I feel like a factory HE351 will be better, just in my opinion. And then an HE351 regular turbo, that one I'll build up because the exhaust housings were too small. How do you like the new seats? I love them. I love the cloth. I've always hated the leather, and I've always wondered why. Something about this truck just never felt home, and it feels so much more homey being on cloth seats. It just does. So absolutely love them. Yeah, Brad, I literally just hold the camera like literally just like this because when I was holding it with like one of the selfie sticks, it made noise way worse than it does now. And I appreciate you, Brad. Appreciate you. High five, Acres Farm. Doing an awesome job. Tell Liam we said hi. So long from the west. By God, Virginia mountains. Appreciate you. Nice. Mega cab long bed dual. Dude, you need to send me pictures of that if you haven't already. Send me pictures of that on my Instagram. Pro-charged Mopar. My old setup on my common rail was making like 450 and 1,000 some torque, but EGTs were not 1,200 max. They were more like 1,700, 1,800. So, and the fact that that motor lasted 438,000 miles is crazy. Yeah, Joe, the compound turbo, yeah. I like now, I can literally just get in my truck and drive it. It's been crazy. So, literally, boom, get in the truck and drive it. I haven't had many issues. It's like, maybe, you know, one issue here and there, but before it was like every day I'd run into something. Now it's not doing that. So I'm super happy. I know I'm going to have to fight a carrier bearing. I'm putting off getting the carrier bearing done because I'm hoping that one of you guys will be able to two-wheel drive swap me. And I'll give you, you know, the NV50 600 with the transfer case and the drive shaft for your two-wheel drive setup. I would appreciate a little bit of cash just for the fact that I'm giving a four-wheel drive setup for a two-wheel drive. But if you have a low mileage NV50 600, maybe we can do an even swap. So When are you going back to work? I mentioned it earlier. I am going back to work on Tuesday, so you guys will see vlogs on Wednesday. Wednesday will be the first vlog that you guys get for Over the Road. So I'm picking up 3 on Tuesday if all goes well. Loving the truck. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Mike. Yeah, so talking with Greg A, yeah, he said he wouldn't go compounds. Yeah, that's always been my logic. I will never go with compounds. I just, like you said, that comment is on point. See, I've never liked the Ford interiors, though. That's the thing. I don't know why. I love the Dodge interiors, but I don't like the Ford interiors. I like how the Fords look. I don't like their interiors. That's just, I like the 11 to 16 Fords. Yeah, as for the editing, like it does take, lately I have been, I've been listening. A lot of you guys said you wanted music back in the videos, so I started putting music back in the videos, giving you some time lapses. Let me know what I can do better if you want to send me messages and whatnot, and, maybe we try some other things, but finally, my editing skills aren't as crazy as Benny's. He's killing it, but yeah, so it does take some time to make these videos, because now what I've been doing is I'll go through, edit it once, then I'll come back in and put music in, and then I'll watch it a third time, whereas before, I'd edit it once and just send it. So I'm loving my new videos too. Sweet. Sweet, I'll check them out later. It usually takes me some time to get back to the messages, because once I'm done here, I'm going to go back to filming and everything and get you guys a video out for tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's video is not too boring, but I'm basically going over like the life of the truck and the trailer and like my plans and all that, and I'm going to try to stick with this stuff. Just money is the biggest thing. I just need to be able to make that money back. So, especially after taking 4 weeks off. Sweet. Same truck, same color. 99 to 07 Fords look the best. See, I like the 11 to 16s. I just like that long truck with a small flare in the back. I like that. Would I ever buy a new truck? Not in the near future, but I would consider it if the channel ever gets big enough that I don't have enough tax write-offs. Yes, I would buy a new truck, but they have to be reliable. I can't stand this emissions problem BS. I can't stand the fuel system, the electrical problems, like all the problems they've been having. I can't stand it. So that'll be when I get a new truck. 05 to 07 Fords look the best. Owning in 5. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm probably going to wrap this up in a little bit. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask them now. When I get caught up again, we'll close the live out, and then I'm going to get back to filming. Is there anything you guys want to see me do an update on for tomorrow's video? I've already got like 8 minutes of the video filmed. So is there anything you guys want me to update you on in tomorrow's video? Let me know now. Appreciate you, Les. Yeah, I'd love to do more lives. It's just you never realize how much time a live takes up. So after you've edited a video, like we're already into this about an hour. And there was like an hour of prep time before this. Like I came out to the storage unit and started doing other things and having to watch the time. So it's like they are a little harder to just set time aside, but I do enjoy doing them. It's a time thing is all. I love the comment, trucking up. Yeah, running paper logs makes it hard to find time. Yeah, the 0759 was great. Yeah. Oh, man. Only getting lives when I break down. But those are the lives that do the best, though. If I break down and I do a live before a video, you guys are all over it. Like that, it gets like 200-300 people at the same time. It's crazy. Live in Maine. Yeah, I haven't been to Maine yet. Appreciate you. Yeah, you can see the, I wonder if all the, I don't know if you guys can see the leaves coming down, but yeah, it's pretty windy here. I'm ready for snow. Yeah, the def I'm not a fan of. Paul, the endorsements, yeah, like if I were to go take this truck with that trailer with a gooseneck, you'd get like fifth wheel restriction and air brake restriction and just a bunch of restrictions. And that's what sucks about it. So I'm trying to get those three at the bare minimal. Air brakes, manual, fifth wheel. Those are the three endorsements that I need. Yeah, I'll have to visit Maine at some point, but I'm not supposed to go into New York. So yeah, New York is just, what a scam going there. But all right, if you guys don't have any further questions or anything, and if you do, feel free to send me a message on Instagram, but I'm going to try to close this out now, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I did do kind of like a little bit of a walk around on it for tomorrow's video. So just kind of trying to get some opinions and seeing what you guys think works out and which ones don't. It's going to take a little bit of time to get back into it and start, making money again after spending about 10 grand to get everything up to par. But other than the drive shaft, this truck should be problem free. So Terry, that's a good question actually. I had my own authority. It was a pain in the ass. I will get my own authority again, but I will not do that until I'm debt free. So I'm taking slow stepping stones. I want to be debt free first, then I'll start my company. Then I will, start upgrading equipment and getting more equipment, but it's all got to be cash or 50% credit. Like if I can't afford to pay for it in cash, I will not buy it. So that's just my logic. Once I'm debt free, then that's the next step, is getting my own authority again. So just my logic. I don't want to overcomplicate my life right now, especially with all the legal BS that's going on. So once all that's paid and done and I'm debt free, there you go. Appreciate you, Brad. Was the flares hard to install? No, they were actually super easy. Once you drill the two dowel holes, set them up there, mark every hole with a Sharpie, pull it off, drill your holes, put them on. Simple as that. One big washer about that big, and then a bolt through it, and then a nut on the backside. They are great. Yeah, full CDLA is what I want. Appreciate you, Frederick. Yeah, I could have a custom built one, but I want a 2006 drive shaft because I like that bearing. Yeah, I would recommend leasing on somebody if you're going to start with power only. Lease on first, learn the business. You're going to get a bigger trailer. I think this is the biggest trailer I can possibly get. It's already 43 foot long, so no, for car hauling, this is the trailer I want to go with. For freight, I mentioned earlier, I do want to get a Diamond C at some point, but it won't be next year. It'll probably be the year after. And I don't know if I'll go new or used. Yeah, I pay $400 a month for insurance right now. So it's kind of like, yeah, I love that. So that's way cheaper than what I could get it for. Appreciate you, Terry. Brad, send me a message on Instagram because I don't have Facebook. Yeah, I deleted my Facebook. I forgot to mention. I don't know if Toe Piglet is still doing I know on his website he had a connections page. Maybe try that. What's up? But yeah, try Toe Piglet's connections page on toepiglet.com. I don't know. Maybe send him a message on his website and see if that's something that he can help you with. But other than that, I got lucky because the guy I'm leased under, he watched my videos before, and that's basically how I got leased under him. So I had a couple companies reach out to me, and I liked his offer, and there's a lot of reasons why I like this company, but that's just me. So everybody's different. Oh, no Instagram. Yeah, I deleted Facebook. I was tired of the drama on there, and all the Facebook groups, it's all just toxic, so I avoid it. Appreciate your love, 5022. Yeah, that's another thing. Always, check the Facebook groups. If you're looking for someone to lease under, check the Facebook groups. As much as I hate Facebook groups, because of the drama and the false information, you can still find companies there. Is it hard to get started in the business? It depends on how much money you have. If you have a lot of money, no. If you have a little bit of money, it is harder. If you've already got equipment and, a couple thousand saved up, it's not super hard. But if you're trying to be a company driver to get into the business, yes, it can definitely be difficult. I got into the business when I had no money, back a long time ago. And then this year, I had a savings. I like to say I probably had like $5,000 in savings when I started, and then did power only, and it's like, I made it work with a truck and $5,000. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, anybody that had me on Facebook before I deleted it can send me messages on Facebook. I still have Messenger, but I don't know how that works. Yeah, power only companies, even the company I'm leased under, he wants to get away from power only, because a lot of guys are doing it, and it's like, it just doesn't. You have to work twice as hard with power only to make the same money as a guy with a trailer. Yeah, Instagram seems to be less drama than Facebook, but that's just my 2 cents. Yeah, RVs are mainly out of Indiana, but I don't do Indiana. So, especially my setup's not even legal in Indiana because they have a 60-foot law. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Sheldon. Les, thank you. All right. All right. Hope you guys enjoy. I will see you in an upload tomorrow. Like I said, send me some messages on Instagram if you want. And I got rid of the Snapchat down in the description just because I get too many messages on there and I can't keep up with them. So Instagram's the only thing I got left. And yeah, we'll be working on a website sometime next year is the plan. Maybe some merch at some point, just taking it nice and slow. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys.